Hello and welcome to the Power of Healing Your Energy show. This is all about your unconditional love for yourself and for others, your light, your intuition, your soul's purpose. And did you know depression and anxiety are a side effect of not living intuitively, not trusting your gut, and the lost connections with self and others? And 2020 has definitely shown this big time. One eye. And your soul's purpose is here. Hello, I'm Christine with 24 Karat Healing. I'm a spiritual guide, medium, intuitive energy coach, and old soul healer. And why did I create this live show and podcast? We all have a story. And that's the whole reason why I started this. I wanted to share other people's stories because I know that mine was unique and like everyone else, yours is as well. And I wanted to have different perspectives. Have people from, I've had monks on the show. I've had shamans on the show. I've had a meditation guru on the show. I've had, lots of beautiful souls, angel readers and mediums as well, and healers and light code translators. So I've had a range of everything. So welcome to the show, and please say hello. Let us know where you're from. Is this your first time here? If you're on the replay, please say hello as well. Maybe ask a question or two. And this is season 2, episode 4. And it's all about healing our collective trauma. Trauma, that's been coming up a lot. It's been coming up for the last couple months. I'm sure it even started way before 2020, but it's really come into, the mind's eye. It's really come into focus, and then being together, right? Things have changed. All right, the kids are being homeschooled. Maybe you're not working. Maybe you are looking for a different career. Maybe you have no idea what you want to do. Everything that we have known has changed. And honestly, I feel it's for the better. And especially with the trauma. Now, a lot of folks might disagree with me, but it had to be healed at some point. Do we want to wait another year, another 10 years? This earth, this plane could not sustain everything that we have put into it, especially Mother Earth and all the grid lines, the ley lines. We're all connected. So, even the post that I shared this morning on my page talking about your thoughts. How do you start your day? Because if your thought is fear-based, that's what's going to run you all day. So are you going to let fear run you all day, or are you going to flip this around and give it to love? Give it to love. Love is the answer. Love has always been the answer. And we have been living from the mind, the ego space for far too long. It's now time to live from the heart, where we are all connected. We're all connected. Not only that, but I had shared, and it was not my post. And I always make sure to give the author and the artist credit where credit is due. I posted about trauma. I have never seen a post blow up like this one did. It was shared on my page 150 times. Now, wow, you might think, 150, that's it. But from there, I don't know where it was shared from. So it could have been shared times 100, right? I have no idea. So if you're afraid to put something out there, then you need to do it even more. That trauma part, now I'm going to share, there is a quote here. Ultra independence is a trauma response. Your I don't need anyone, I'll just do it myself conditioning is a survival tactic. And it's something we were programmed at a very young age, even before we were born, generations and ancestors and hundreds and millions of years ago, to survive. But, the caveman, yeah, he survived, but it was a simple life. Now we're doing it to attain stuff. Oh, I'm going to get that job. And if I make this much money, and if I have this house, and if I have this car, if, and then I'll be happy. Why can't you just be happy now for everything that you have? So of course we're having a lot of trauma. And then I heard another one. If you have parents, you have trauma. I know this for a fact. And I've done, you know what? We try our very best as parents. Yes, we do. And our kids and parenting do not come with a book. So that's why I started this podcast and this live show, because I want us to heal as a collective. And it starts with me, and then it starts with you, and then you share. And you know what? Healing is not pretty. Dark night of the soul is not pretty. Hi, Mary. So nice to see you. Yes, we must heal. The mind can be a terrible thing. That post was so powerful. Yes, it was. It spoke to so many people. That I heard me too, me too, me too times millions, I'm sure. Hi, Brandy. So nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Please share this out if you can. Maybe tag a friend. Because really what I'm trying to do is build a community. And I'm going to take this even further by, slowly getting off of Facebook and Instagram and any social media platform that is spying on us, that is using our information without our consent, for blocking us, putting us in Facebook jail. That stuff's got to stop. And how do we stop it? By using our voices and saying, no more, no more. So I'm working on things in the background where we're going to build a community that is safe, that you won't be inundated with everybody else's posts and stuff. It's going to be a safe community. It's going to be an exclusive community. It's going to be a mighty network. And there's going to be exclusive content and contests through there. So you're not going to miss anything, because that's the other thing. If you're not paying for ads or whatever, and I have paid for ads, then a lot of my, community says, well, I didn't know you're having a contest, or I wasn't notified until 4 hours later, or whatever the case was. And it happens to me too. So, you know what? I do not consent to this anymore. Just like with the trauma, I do not consent to holding this crap on anymore. I'm letting this go. I will be the trailblazer. Like I had a client this morning in the mentorship. She declared and decreed that she is going to be the one that stops all this intergenerational trauma and all the ancestral stuff. It stops with her. The karma stops. She wants to heal everything from the past so we can look forward and be present in what we see. So part of the trauma, I have done webinars about how fears are tied to trauma and fears are tied to your past lives. And all of us collectively are going through this. The stuff that I would dismiss, hold my tongue to, or say, oh, I'm not going to say anything. I just want everyone to get along. No more. No more. Now, that doesn't mean I'm going to be mean. It just means I'm going to speak my mind. And it's interesting when you watch people, then you'll know where your energy sits in relationships too. And that goes for your family. So if you find that, I've said this before, if you're sitting with someone and you feel worse, then you shouldn't be sitting with that person. Wish them love and love them from a distance, because your boundaries, your healing, your peace of mind, your journey is sacred. It needs to be protected. I absolutely believe that. Thank you, Mary. I appreciate you. Sending lots of love to you. And Mary was actually one of our winners from the 21 Days to a Magical You. We still have to set something up, and I'm announcing the grand prize winner as well. I will be doing that tomorrow. Yes. But yeah, just in regards to trauma. So, shielding our tender hearts. From abuse, from neglect, from betrayal, from disappointment, from who could not or would not be there for you. And from the parent who was absent. I can truly speak for this. And you know what? There are a lot of people that have been in this situation by choice or by circumstances of working 3 jobs to feed and house you. Absolutely. When they're saying, oh, they're a latchkey kid, and then there would be the judgment and the shame and it's ridiculous, like they had a home, they were fed, they were taken care of. I've been there where I've been on the road for all weekend. My son, he was a latchkey kid. I wasn't home, but I had to work. You see how this works? But he was well taken care of, and he is a terrific young man. So they also talk about lovers who offered sexual intimacy, but offered no safe haven that honored your heart. See, everything is just, with, sex and pornography and all that. It's just, it's too much. It's been too much for way too long. And that's why we're here. We're like, okay, you know what? No, I'm honoring my body, my mind. It's a sacred temple, and this is a sacred union, and I'm just not going to give it away to anybody. I've even had clients say, you know what? I don't want to be in this relationship with you because I still need to heal some stuff. That's amazing awareness and love to somebody, to both parties. And then the friendships that always took more than they gave, right? Didn't have clear boundaries. And then from, the situations when someone told you, we're in this together, and then they left. I'm sure some of you are nodding your head, yep. Leaving you to pick up the pieces when, the shit got real, leaving you to handle your part and their part too. Left holding the bag, as they would say, left holding the bag. The lies, the betrayals, and then you just learned along the way that you really couldn't trust people. Definitely resonate with that one. Or that you could trust people, but only to a certain point. You'd be like, it's too good to be true. So really, you kind of sabotage yourself when you do that. Or I have high expectations because then I'm always, never surprised because I'm disappointed because I knew it would happen. Such garbage that we tell ourselves. And just, if I don't put myself in a situation where I rely on somebody, I won't have to be disappointed when they don't show up for me. And then when they drop the ball, because they'll always drop the ball, right? Having unfailing trust for self first, you can then turn around and trust others. But you also have to be aware of red flags. You are not here to fix anybody. If something comes up that doesn't sit right, don't dismiss it. Your intuition, you're getting nudges from the universe that you need to pay attention to. So let me know if you've ever had red flags that come up and then you dismissed them and ignored them, and then it really showed up, like right in your face, and you're like, oh man, okay, I'm paying attention now. Note to self. But we have been intentionally taught this protection strategy by generations of hurt women who came before you. And honestly, I would say this started personally, I feel it started in the industrial age, really. I mean, why was schooling the way it was back in the, the 40s or 50s? It was set up to get these kids out into the workforce to start earning money and then buying things, essentially. So your ultra independence is a preemptive strike against heartbreak. So you don't trust anyone and you don't trust yourself. Been there. To trust is to hope, and to trust is vulnerability. And the only way you can have a wholehearted life is to have vulnerability and to trust and to come from non-judgment and to come and look at something through the eyes of a child, because a child would never dismiss someone by the way they look. They might be like, oh, they're a little different, but they were still curious and they would still want to be their friend. See how we got away from that? Instead of, oh, I see that person as competition, or they trigger something in me, or I'm going to compare myself or compete against. And it's coming from a place of fear by not trusting yourself. And they're saying also, no matter how you dress it up and display it proudly to make it seem like this level of independence. I mean, didn't Destiny's Child do independent women, and Kelly Clarkson, I'm independent. And so we're basically told to be, we don't need nobody in a way. It's always what you want it to be, but in truth, it's a wounded, scarred, broken heart behind a protective brick wall. Or they say you put your stuff in compartments. You're compartmentalizing things. You put them in boxes and then you forget about them until something triggers it, and then it blows open and you're like, what the heck just happened here? Impenetrable. Nothing gets in. No hurts. No love gets in either. And yeah, I think of Sting. I really love Sting as an artist. He has some beautiful songs, but Fields of Gold is one of my favorites. But a fortress around your heart. Go back and look at the lyrics on that, or even the video. Go listen. But it's believing that there's a battle always coming, and we need to put these walls up. That's a trauma response. But once trauma is acknowledged, it can be healed. Yes, it can. And, you're worthy of having support and having true partnership, worthy of love, worthy of having your heart held, worthy to be adored and cherished. Those are lovely words. You are worthy to have someone say, you rest. I got this. Knowing that someone has your back and actually delivers on that promise. That's like a ultimate safety net, which we already have instilled in us through, the love of the universe, the collective, and God. You are worthy to receive. So you got to be able to, okay, you know what? Because I think that was one of my struggles in relationships with others, but mainly men, is yes, I was independent and did not want to depend on anyone. In fact, I would make a point of saying, what do I need a man for? I can do it myself. But here's the thing. Men like to feel wanted, and by being wanted, they need to be useful. And by being useful, they need to do stuff for you. So you have to sit back and go, okay, yes, I could do it, but I'm choosing not to. And yes, please go ahead. They love that stuff. And you don't have to earn it. You don't have to prove it. You don't have to bargain for it. You don't have to beg for it. You are worthy simply because you exist. Simply because you exist. And then it goes on, a little bit further. I love you. And I love you guys all. Whoever shows up here, I'm sending out lots of love, lots of light, lots of prayers, blessings, and healings. So let me know what sticks out to you, what resonates with you. What part, in the trauma or the healing journey are you in? What do you feel like maybe that you're stuck on? Do you feel like maybe you're stuck? That you're ready to move on, to the next level, wherever that level may be? I know myself, I'm, ready to, there's another level here for me. And that's the reason I did the mentorship, but I want to take this even further and do like a, like the courses, but also do actual psychic and intuitive development, because we're all psychic and intuitive, and we're all healers, and we're all light workers. You gotta open up to it. You gotta let go of self to find it. And to find it, you have to practice prayers and meditation and chakra, going through all the chakras and spending time with yourself and doing those rituals and self-care and practice, rinse, repeat. It will happen. You have to believe it. You have to know it. And you have to also know that you are so damn worthy. Hello, Marcia. So nice to see you. Yes, happy Wednesday to everyone, and a fall equinox as well. There was a lot of energy shifts going on the last couple days. There's a lot of stuff in the field still. Many, even myself, have been having trouble sleeping or having very intense dreams. So just be aware of that. It's all as we're coming online, as they say, psychically or intuitively, or whatever your gift happens to be, which could be all of them. It goes into the collective field. So as more people are being raised in consciousness, so are you. That's how it works. So when you hear something disturbing, something fearful, or see something, really discern, where is this coming from? What's the agenda to this? And what would love do with it? And you know what love would do with it? Love it and let it go. So we have to practice more times with that. And with that is having a conversation with your soul, with yourself. And next week, I'm going to be talking about prayer. Prayer has been huge for me, life-changing as part of my journey. So yeah, just look out for that. Let me know if you have any topics, any guests, anything that I have not touched on that you would like to talk about, discuss, because we're all healing collectively. And I thought this was interesting. My identity is service. My identity is service. I'm like, that couldn't have been spoken more beautifully. And Marianne Williamson has said, I love her. I like her, what she puts out there. But love is what we're born with. Fear is what we have learned here. The spiritual journey is the relinquishment or unlearning of fear and the acceptance of love back into our hearts. Love is the essential existential fact. It is our ultimate reality with our purpose on earth. To be consciously aware of it, to experience love in ourselves and others, is the meaning of life. And that's from her book, A Return to Love. I don't know if you follow her or anything, but I highly recommend just giving her a go and seeing if it resonates. If it doesn't, then move on. Someone else that I've come across, she popped up out of nowhere, Carolyn Miss, and she talks about the elements and earth. And she is very straightforward. Like, she kind of reminds me of one of my teachers who is very just authoritative. She just has that presence. And when she speaks, you listen. But the stuff that she shares is it's amazing. And I feel it's like she doesn't spiritually bypass anything. That would sum her up. So maybe you want to check her out as well. And yeah, let me know what you guys need. As for trauma as well, it's going to take time and we have to be patient. And there's lots of steps that you can do. But honestly, the number one thing is self-care. And yeah, roll your eyes. I don't care if you don't, want to practice it, that's fine. But you know what? You're just going to be in a tailspin. You're just going to chase your tail like the dog. And the dog is the only one that enjoys doing it, by the way. And it requires discipline. It requires discipline. I quit smoking almost 3 years ago. Yeah, I quit about 10 times. But it finally clicked. Do you see what I'm saying? You got to try this and that and grab pieces of inspiration from me and maybe from somebody else or people around you. Whatever lights you up and gives you inspiration, go for it. That's why we're here. To live an inspired, creative, soulful life. Even Einstein talked about inspiration and creativity. He said it's here, and knowledge is great, but you have to put it into practice. And how do you put it into practice? You create it with yourself and the universe, and you have fun with it. That's how you practice. So if you have something in your self-care routine right now that you don't like or is kind of dragging you down, take it out and leave it and find something else to put it back in, or try something else. So let me know how your guys' self-care is going, because I really feel that's important. I mean, what do we have? October, November, 3 months, just a little over 3 months. And it'll be 2021. 2021. And please practice non-attachment. Do not get attached to people, places, and things in a way where if they don't show up every day, or you don't hear from them every day, or you don't see them every day, and I'm talking about spiritual gurus or mentors or guides, just be very careful with that relationship, because if you think you're not going to see them or something's going to happen, then you're living in fear. And you got to rely on your own spiritual practices. You got to rely on yourself, right? First and foremost, if you want to be that beacon of light and be that light worker and healer, heal thyself and then share it with the world. Mary. Love Marianne and Caroline. Blessings to you, Christine, for giving all you give. I quit smoking 23 years ago. Wow, 23. Holy smokes. That's amazing. Way to go, Mary. That's awesome. And it feels good. And you know what? You're still going to have, maybe it's just me, but I'll see someone smoking and I'll be like, just for a nanosecond. And then I think about all the other stuff that went with it. And I'm like, no, I'm good. It's not worth it. No. All right. Well, yeah, this was fantastic. I'm just going to talk about the one-on-one intuitive mentorship. It's already started. And there are still 3 spots left. So you can still get in on this. I am giving away a mentorship. So you got to go back to the 21 days to a magical you, find one of those videos and comment and tag someone and share to get in on that. Because I'll make the draw tomorrow. Man, this week has just flown by. But yeah, and you know what? For the mentorship, I'm no joke here. I only have one person that has commented and tagged and shared and done all the steps to be entered. Just saying. So this person, I have this person on my list is going to be the winner if no one else enters, which is fine. I mean, a whole bunch of people entered the 30-minute intuitive session. So that's fantastic. And I know that we're going to book a time with Mary there as well. But yeah, please let me know if you're struggling with what tools do you need? How can we help you at this time? And it's not just me. I know quite a few people. So if you need something, I can probably get it to you. And I just want to end this with a prayer. So maybe just, find a bit of time to just let go, relax, gather some breath, and with my spirit and the help with the loving angels of light, my guides, my loved ones, and the collective consciousness and God, I focus divine love through my system. I acknowledge this trauma and the players that created it. And I ask that our higher selves, our true nature, our hearts, and our divine power now dissolve any and everything that is not the highest purpose for humanity to flourish and to become healthy, even for Gaia, for Mother Earth and the animals, to flourish beyond anything we can possibly imagine. I ask for this with divine love, according to the Creator's will. And so it is. I like that. And maybe I should end every show with a prayer. Why not? All right. Amazing time, guys. Thank you so much for being here. And of course, if you enjoyed this, please share this out. Follow me on social media, on Facebook, YouTube as well. Subscribe there because my videos go through there. So if you prefer YouTube, head on over to YouTube. All right, guys, I'm wishing you so much love, light, peace, healings, and blessings out into the collective. And please remember, healing begins where our ego ends. Take care. Love to you all.